Hi, this is Bob Cohen, and today I'm going to tie an orange scud for you. And the reason why is because we've been using the orange and the green scuds this spring in the high Colorado mountain lakes here, and we've been catching some dandy fish ranging from about 16, 18 inches all the way up to about 27, 28 inches. So I thought I'd sit down and show you how I tie a scud. It's not necessarily the only way or the best way, but it's the way I tie them because they're quick, and I tend to lose quite a few of these scuds on these bigger fish. Anyway, I do use an Umpqua 2457 hook. They also make this same curved design in 2487. I tend to use this 2457 because it's a little stouter hook, and these are a little bit bigger fish. They also have the U202 hooks that you can use. Anyway, let's get started here. Of course, I'm going to use an orange thread with this. I also want to, I use some orange scud back. You'll need that. Also, for the segmented portion, I just use some old leader material that I have here, 5X. And see if I can get us started here. And I tend to use a little bit of marabou in the tails, give them a little more action in the water. So we're just going to wind this down to the shank of the hook where it starts to really make its curve here. And I'm going to cut it off. I use a razor for this kind of stuff because I can cut a lot closer. So the first thing we're going to I'm going to tie in is some of this orange marabou on the tail. Let me cut it here. So we're going to tie that in first. And the next thing we're going to tie in is a little bit of this tippet material, this 5X tippet material. This will allow us to form a segmented body. Then I'm going to cut a piece of this scud back to use. We're going to tie that scud back in. Now, in times of desperation, I have used strips of a plastic bag, cellophane from a cigarette pack, when I've been out in the field and needed to tie these and didn't have all this with me. The other thing I want to tell you is there's all sorts of different colors you can use for orange scud. Sometimes I mix them. Sometimes I mix them up a little bit to give me a little bit different color. Today I'm going to be using this. It has a little bit of flash in it. So here's what I do. There's a couple ways to do this, to do the body, but I just put a little bit of dubbing on my finger. Nice sticky dubbing. and I take some of this dubbing material and I just wind it in with my fingers onto the thread, and I just feed it down onto the thread and just keep winding till I get a decent amount of dubbing on the thread, and then I'll just start to wind this in. And we do this a couple times usually. Just kind of feed that dubbing down the thread. Till we get what we think we need. And I pull that down to give some legs. Yeah. So then I'm going to take this scud back like so, and I'm going to pull it tight over this scud back. I'm going to tie that off. Like so. And we're going to cut that off. And we're going to take that 5X tippet and we're going to segment the body. Just wind it and segment, give it that segmented look. Like so, and then we're going to tie that off. Yeah, that looks pretty good. So then we'll cut this off. And we'll finish that head off. And we'll tie that off with a half hitch. Like so. Okay. So we'll take our super glue, naturally. And we're going to super glue our head here. And then I take a little bit of the super glue and actually put it on the segmented body because it makes it a little bit more durable, and it also provides a little bit a shine to the fly. And I always give it a second dose of super glue on the head. So anyway, that's how I tie a scud. Kind of see the legs here. And we'll trim that up just a little bit around the head. But that's how I do an orange scud, green scud, tan scud. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.